Week 1 and still undefeated. It wasn't turkey for dinner, but just some southern fried chicken, which is just fine. It is back to the beach for the visitors as the Cavs routed Coastal 48-7. Well, glad to be back this evening and glad to be here with my counterparts. Sean Mills, how you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good. How about you, Sean?
Feeling good. Good week 1 victory. Love it.
It's a good way to start the week, right? Well, I guess not. Sunday starts.
End the weekend. Yeah, you get to end the weekend with some college football. We had college football all the way through Monday night.
I really did like having college football options.
Week,
We could have ended it on Sunday night with what we saw on Monday night in Chapel Hill, but you know.
As a matter of fact, there was so much college football, I forgot about Monday's game and did something totally different.
It was forgettable. The performance was.
Hey, shout out though. We got
Have y'all seen the videos, the UNC game starting and all the fireworks and everything going, and then they get to like
the third quarter
and it's gone? Yeah, I've seen that
Reminds
a time
me
or two.
Scott Stadium.
Just a little light blue instead. But yeah, Coastal Carolina took that whooping, and were you guys surprised, or how do you want to jump into this thing? I mean, there's a lot of feelings, I guess.
I mean, I'll start. If it wasn't just me, I'm sure we all collectively kind of held our breath for the first 8 to 10 minutes of that game where we hadn't scored. The first quarter. It was a really slow start. You know, it's a little cat and mouse game, trying to figure out what's going on. You don't know the coordinators, kind of conservative play calling. We ran the ball a ton. So when we didn't score, I don't mind missing the field goal, so be it. But then it was 3 drives in a row and we didn't score. I'm like, I don't like the feeling of this. I'm like, this is going to be a long year. Then we unleashed Chandler Morris and let the boy cook, and boy did he cook. So
the only thing
that's all I heard in 529 was from your favorite fans was throw the ball, which was driving me crazy. But
well, I mean, so again, the first couple runs, we had 5 straight rushes before the incomplete pass on the 4th down. We had 8. I think it was. I did the math. It was 8 out of 10 we rushed. So we were very, very, very run happy. And, I mean, we got a couple first downs, but then it stalled. And then we're expecting Chandler to bail us out in 3rd and 4th down with, he's not comfortable yet. He's first game with the coordinator for the first game in the system. And you're expecting him to make a throw. Wallace Unamba let a guy basically come free on a 4th and 2 and rush the throw, and he dropped it. So I think that first quarter was a little rough. And then we kind of settled in.
Mills, do you think the slow start was just pregame jitter or first game jitters? Do you think it was just a series of events that kind of culminated into the start, like just how the plays played out?
I think it was everything. I think it was everything. I think it started from 50 transfers, everybody coming in. This is the first time you're truly
32 transfers, 54 new players.
I'm just saying, I think it's everything from they're hitting someone else besides themselves. It was kind of like a culture shock, and then they settled, like Sean said, they settled in. Chandler Morris started getting a rhythm. The play calling started opening up. We'll get into it. That first pass to Cam Ross.
Cam Ross,
shout out.
That's what I had. I had that first throw to Cam Ross really busted the game open.
But,
Let me ask you a question, though,
The
Mills.
yak yards. Yards.
But was that ball meant to be thrown to Cam Ross? Because if you watch the replays...
Why are you going to
I'm just curious. It was a great play. Was it meant for Cam Ross? I just have to play devil's advocate real quick. Was it meant for Cam Ross? Terrell Harris was right there.
No, it was meant for Cam because that was Dez's design.
Sure. Well, no, it was a busted play. Cam Ross came to the sideline. He saw his quarterback scrambling, so he hit the sideline and goes vertical with it.
Can we talk
but
about this?
Right behind him was Terrell Harris waiting for the ball.
Can we also talk about the speed on that kid, though?
Yeah, he was fast.
They've been talking.
Mills, where did he go to school? I had no idea.
I know y'all gonna eat me up, but
Where'd he go to school?
He started at UConn, but he went to JMU last year, baby. Go Dukes.
Does UConn even have a program anymore?
I
thought they got rid of it.
I think they still have a program. But when you're asking me, I think the slow start, we knew this was happening. I think you look back our last episode, we talked about it was going to be a slow start. But
it was still scary.
It was
still scary in the moment. We're sitting there. I'm watching this from where I was watching the game, and I'm like,
Not
Did-
again.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, please to God. Mills, one, can't be right. Two, I don't like the feeling of this.
I was
I
comfortable.
felt
I was
I was
comfortable.
not.
I was
I was
comfortable.
uneasy.
I
I
was
was
comfortable.
crawling in my skin. I said, "Here
I
we
was
go again. Another season of pathetic UVA football." And then they turned around. I'm excited. I'm happy.
Well,
I feel good.
I guess it wouldn't necessarily mattered if they scored in the first, but I do think it was really important that they inched that one in the first quarter.
Yeah.
As the clock
I-
gave out, but
I will say this, just to kind of not nitpick on Sean, but the field goal, it was a 52-yarder.
Oh no, I don't
You're
mind
already
it.
gonna
I don't mind the miss.
I don't mind it, but I think we are going to need that. I think Will has the leg for it. I think if you look at the hold, it was a little shaky on the hold, but we're going to need a kicker that can kick 50, and I think Will can do it. But that does deflate the sails when you go out there and you miss it. Like Sean said, at the end of the day, it didn't affect us. But
I think everybody knew that was a long kick.
that was a massive kick. It was long, 52.
Again,
into the wind.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was disappointed by
No,
that.
but I wasn't surprised. I think I was more. The second and third quarter really showed that we have something. Now the fourth quarter we were playing scrubs and
Well, third quarter we really started subbing on the defensive side when they
that's
scored.
because Chandler Morris needs to get
but back to the first quarter with the kick and everything like that. I do think it showed a testament to the defense and the belief in the defense. Are you gonna put the defense out there on that spot on the field if you don't have confidence in them, or are you gonna go for it? You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
like,
The only problem I have with the defense was that we did not get a lot of pressure on their quarterback, and I know we rushed 3 or 4, but I think going in seeing the schedule and better competition, we're gonna have to get more upfront push and more blitz packages. And like you said, in our texting, Ben, we don't have Cam Robertson. We're missing some key aspects in the defense. So, I mean. We can nitpick the whole game, but I give this game a solid A-.
but I mean, you also got to look at it. I mean, I guess we're not. Are we in the? You got to look at it from the perspective of also like I think the secondary did show up. This is an air raid system.
Yeah.
They were supposed to come out and toss the ball on our heads the entire time.
We were also supposed to see 4 quarterbacks.
I'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but I mean, I think
Which numbers are you looking for? I got them all.
they only converted 1 third down, correct?
Yeah, I don't think they had many.
So I mean, they were pressuring. I think there was a lot of pressure, and with that
1 for 14 on third down.
But
The
yeah,
defense did their job.
you don't want to see some big
What
hits.
was our conversion on third down? Because that's key. Because 3 and outs, that killed us last year. We did a lot of 3 and outs.
Yeah. So our third down conversion rate, we were 9 for 18, 50%. Which some
wish
of
it
it
was a
probably
little
came.
higher.
Yeah, but we went for it on fourth down a few times
Also, you have to have third downs.
to
have-
get there. Well, we had 18
Well, he had
of them.
18 of them. I would like to see that number closer to 13, 14.
It's also depending on how far away they were.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that we talked about the slow start. One of the key moments for me is when Coastal had that false start on the punt, and instead of just taking the ball or adding the 5 yards, we made them re-kick. And then we got in there and blocked the kick, which I think was huge. I mean, that was right at the beginning of the second quarter, and it was blocked by Hardy and recovered by McDonald. So
I actually missed. That was a field goal. I actually missed that.
were you
one.
getting a pretzel?
No. I don't know what I was doing. But oh no. Speaking of which, now I remember. I was going to get a program, which were just nowhere to be found. And we only print like 40,000. We had 46,000 fans there, allegedly. I doubt 40,000 beat me there, but that's a whole nother topic. And I have
We'll get to that point.
I
We got
have
that.
words
We
to
got
say
that.
about that. But the
Get off my lawn.
Yeah, right. The blocked punt too. I mean, since we're
But again, to make the call to say, hey, re-kick it again. You also thinking you want your punt returner to have a chance at it, but then we block it. And Elliott said in the postgame that wasn't even a block call. That was just a guy giving 100%.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I found interesting was his first couple of years, this again was in the postgame press conference, he was talking about how the first couple of years the guys weren't buying in on defense. I mean, on special teams. They're like, oh, I'm an offensive player, I'm a defensive player. And now they're seeing the importance of special teams.
how much do you think that equates back to depth?
Oh,
and
wow.
Oh, yeah.
You got to earn your spot.
Yeah.
So if you show out on the special teams, you might get
Well,
more reps.
he's
than
also talking about
offensive.
like the better players, like Jonas Anker is going to be on the Saints. He primarily made the squad as a special teams player. He's going to. That's how he's
He
going
didn't
to.
make the team. He did.
I just mean,
Yeah,
if you
but
want to,
he's
if
gonna
you
be
want
on
to
the
get
special team
burned,
side.
you can't. You just have to have a different
Yeah,
mentality.
but again, it comes to the fact that we're seeing it from now 3 sides of the ball, and we're a complete unit. So,
So
to me, it was just that was the spark we needed. Besides the 46-yard play to Cam Ross, that was a big special team spark to get us going
my
too.
big spark was, and we'll probably talk about the play of the game, but was the kick return. And I watched the Cavalier Connection. They had Ball Hawk on, and he said, when he was playing, Coach Welts always the biggest deflation from a team is once they score, when you can take on special teams and take the wind out of them by scoring,
Right.
immediately eliminating their score. And I thought that was big because that kickoff return by Cam Ross was phenomenal. And that was in the third quarter?
Yeah, it was the third quarter after they went down and scored.
They had a
on
long
our-
drive, right?
Yeah, they had a decent drive. We were already pulling ourselves. We were up 35-0.
But that kills the momentum of Coastal right there. Not saying they had momentum to come back into the game, but I'm saying they had the momentum. They
Correct.
something worked for them. They found against us.
Yeah, it was 35-0. They scored to make it 35-7. Give them a little glimmer of hope. Still kind of early-ish in the third.
Yeah, but
and then Cam Ross busted out to make it 42-7, and that's game over.
First UVA player to have 100 receiving yards and a touchdown, plus a 100-yard kickoff return touchdown.
yeah,
I like it.
I hope that is trending, throughout the year. That those are the types of.
Let's just hope it's not a one-time thing. Let's talk about that quarterback. What do y'all think about Chandler Morris?
Is he too short? I thought that was a very unfair jab at him too early, and I believe he has an arm. I mean, you saw that.
Multiple times.
Producer Madison has some strong words about him for the first, so I won't say all the words that producer
All
Madison
right,
had
what
about him.
what do you have to say? Just a couple.
He saw him live. He didn't like what he saw at the beginning. but-
thanks for reaching out. I could have met him and met Madison then, so just said hello.
Let me get to it real quick.
He was sitting down. Where
He's in the lower bowl.
lower
He's
bowl.
too good for us 529 folks.
But no, what did I think about him? I just think that there was a.
He
unfair,
said first one is Morris Kid is overrated. I hear change. He goes. I hear chance of musket. I'm gonna call.
All right, one more.
And then he said another one. You ready for this? He goes. Morris Kid is bad, real bad. Why are we even playing him?
Can we look at the timestamp? Let's look at the timestamp.
That is at
The ga-
6:35.
Exactly. 35 minutes
Hold on,
into
let
the
me
game.
finish. Let me finish, Sean.
Oh,
you
God.
cut me off last week. I cut you off. Let me finish. He said Morris Kid is bad, real bad. Why are we playing this kid? MVP Daniel Sparks. Typical story around here. Restless fans. Sean, Ben, I had to throw this to you. Did you hear musket chants going on in the crowd?
No. He's long forgotten. He's shot away. But
Love you, Madison.
no, I think no. The big thing early. It was so early to say because they ran the ball a lot to begin.
Oh, yeah. A
And,
lot of running.
So
That's a
I
Des
think,
Kitchen.
I think there was. I think maybe the crowd turned on him a hair a little bit when he threw that.
Ball into
pass-
the ground.
Well, where he threw that ball over top.
That was
where they
the
did-
4th and 2.
Yeah.
And watching it back, again, I don't know if this is the play that Wallace got hurt on, but that was Wallace Unamba as the right tackle, just completely olayed the defensive tackle, let him by, and rushed the throw.
Was he getting ready for a run into the Bulls?
Yeah, it
Looked
looked
like it.
It looked real ugly. I think people are like, man, whatever,
So,
But he started to open up for sure, and I think they opened up on the offense. They started throwing the ball. The run was clearly getting established, and I think you could tell there's too much. If you listen to Ball Hawk, he'll break it down for you pretty good. There's a lot of like nuances to what he's doing, the types where he's putting the ball at that we probably don't pick up
Right.
on, that are telling of what kind of skill set he has. I think he makes way quicker decisions, and I think he makes better reads than our past quarterback.
The guys on the ACC network, the commentators, they had a good point that Morris, if you look at his tape back, and they said back from North Texas, he can throw a pretty ball on the run, off rolling to his right. They say he just throws a really good ball when he's running to his right. And he says they said you're going to see a lot more of that. How we set it up. When they mentioned
It also
that,
helps
I
with
watched
the
him.
height. It also helps with the height a little bit.
How
You get
tall
roll-
is he? 6
He's
foot?
6 foot. So
What was AC?
what my take
5'11"?
was,
Allegedly.
so some of the throws he made had a lot of zip. So obviously we saw the ball he threw to Trell Harris, huge.
All right, was that a good ball or was that just a hell of a catch by Trell?
No,
Both.
he put it where
the defender wasn't
couldn't
going to
get
knock
it.
it down. He put it probably where maybe
was
he
right there.
where he could be able to catch it. But
and
it kind of looked like he got turned up a little bit. But another thing also that I noticed was he kind of he has a little bit of different throwing motions. He was slinging from the side.
the announcers for ACC Network were comparing him to a shortstop. He's got like a shortstop quick release, and that's what it looked like.
But he also has a little more. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like you could see he put a little more touch on it, or
feather it.
Yeah, or he definitely can throw the ball a little bit.
So his, we unfortunately we had a short outing for him, but overall he was 19 for 27, 264 yards and 2 touchdowns. Added 50 yards on the ground. Obviously, 35 of them came on that last play that ended his night. If you listen to Tony Elliott, he said he was going to pull him after that drive anyway. He wanted to see Danny in there. I was excited to hear that we were going to see Danny that early, and that's what I wanted. Flashback to last week.
I think that was based on what the score was.
Yeah, the score, like I said. But last week I said, if we're up 21, 28-0, I want to see Danny get some reps. And, of course, he goes down with injury. We see Danny.
Hopefully, Coach Elliott is talking to Coach Pollard and getting some sliding lessons done for our boy.
I don't think
he saw the end zone.
I don't think that
he was too young. It's not like he was fighting for a first down and he didn't get down. He was going for pay dirt.
Sean,
that's what he wanted. I get it.
Sean,
I get it.
You only do that when the game is tied or you're within one score.
He's
not
a competitor.
when you're up by 21.
He's
I
a
understand
competitor.
that. I love it.
What's the lacrosse?
Why not us?
What's the lacrosse? What is the lacrosse equivalent of that? You see a chance and you're not going to shoot the shot,
No,
or you're going to pass the ball.
You hold the ball when you're up by one.
You
and
slip
the goal
slide
is out.
into the crease and you ain't going to put it in the net. Is that correct?
Yeah, that was good. Good job.
Hey.
But mostly in lacrosse terms, you do not. You hold the ball in the corner. You push it out so you hold the ball so you don't give them a
I
chance.
think I'd rather.
I like the competitiveness.
I love it. I'm
I
just
do.
saying,
I don't- I
not the
think-
right time.
I don't
Not the
think
right
you've-
time.
I don't think you've seen a big enough sample size to determine that
He doesn't know how to slide. It's not like RG3 every play don't get down and just taking hit after hit. He's going for the end zone. I like the competitiveness.
I agree. with
It's
you.
rough, but
Yeah.
Did y'all see him? It was early in the game. He's very slippery. He slipped through 2 tackles, and
He's got wheels. He's got some wheels.
one of the throws he threw, the touchdown to Ross, I had it. It was between 3 defenders.
Yeah.
Perfectly thrown ball, and Ross
Was
just
that the
walked in.
46-yarder?
No, that was the
Because the
46-yarder was to Trell.
to set up.
The over-the-top one-handed catch.
What was the first pass to Cam Ross to set up the touchdown run?
that
was a deep ball.
That one was also 46.
Yeah.
So either I have 46 multiple times or that's our number right now. But it was
speaking about
that ball was good.
Speaking about the passing game, one thing that I really like seeing, and I really thought we lacked it last year because defenders would just kind of push us out on the sides. I love seeing us get those crossing routes, the slants.
We saw
those in.
different
You got
throw or running. We saw
But
different
you-
routes this year.
So I don't know
So
if it's
far.
route running or if they just didn't trust, who to make those throws last year, to make those quick reads and make those throws over the middle.
I will say Coastal, though, plays a different type of defense. They would sometimes have a 3-man front and maybe bring one more linebacker in, and they would drop one more into into coverage. So it was kind of tricky to navigate, but we didn't get a lot of one-on-one options. But when we did, like Trell, it was beautiful, and we made it happen.
the one
So-
concern I had about that, and you just brought it up. Coastal did only rush 3, 4, maybe 5 once, but they did get some pressure on Morris with that front. So, offensive line did do their job.
no sacks.
No sacks, but there was a lot of pressure.
I wouldn't say there was a ton. It's not like he was running for his life all the time. It didn't feel like a game where AC was as soon as the ball was
AC?
snapped, he was under pressure. So I feel like it was definitely an improvement.
Oh yeah.
I definitely like the line. And the grades they got from Pro Football were really good.
What did you think of the goal line play this game?
The direct snap.
Yeah.
No, just in general. I mean, like,
I thought
because
it was
obviously last year our
struggled
big
in the red
issue
zone.
was in the red zone. So
Yeah.
how do you think our red zone was?
B plus.
How you felt better about our red zone?
100%.
play?
I think we produced what we wanted. We controlled that red zone. We got the first downs. We kept moving the chains. I mean, we took our shots in the end zone for passes. I think it was Dez did a decent job with the play calling.
I guess we do have to give him his flowers.
One thing that I noticed was that Edrin catch, and that's something that I hope to see us grow.
Yeah, a little
like you got
zig route.
You've got size.
Well, that's what Elliot was talking about. Again, I listened to it today, so it's fresh. That's what he wants Edrin for, is those short, compact routes. He's a bigger body, so you can kind of shield the defenders from the ball. And that was an easy route for him.
He's really what we should have gotten out of Malachi last year.
Correct.
Yeah, he's similar. So
And the thing, and I don't know if y'all caught what Dez spoke today on Wednesday. He talked about the two receivers, Terrell and Cam. This is the first time in their 4 years they actually have two speed guys. So they have two guys that can take it over the top. So defense are going to have to look at both of them. It's not like, all right, well, last year it was only Terrell or Field. Like, it was Terrell going off the top that they marked because he was a speed guy. But now you got two.
Yeah,
and you got Cam working in the slot.
I would say
too. That's huge.
we have a lot of
But Cam go over the top too.
I would say we have close to as many weapons as we did a few years ago when we had.
But this suits Chandler Morris.
Right.
Because if you look at what he did at North Texas, he spreads the ball around a ton. He's feeding all of his receivers. So
And that's
they
the big
all
problem.
got love.
That goes into our next segment, the receiving core. We have a lot of mouths
even
to
the
feed.
even the Matolica homeboy or hometown hero had a snag.
We have that's the freshman, right?
Dylan Newton Short.
There you go.
Yeah, he snagged one.
Is that when he number 15? Is that the freshman?
I'd have to look it up.
Sean, look it up.
It was funny.
Okay.
It was
You're good.
funny constantly having to look up numbers and stuff like that.
I
on
mean,
these
it
players.
is.
But yeah, I think that we saw a lot, but one area in terms of passing that I thought would be better, but it's only one game, so a lot can change. It was our tight end play was just not quite.
We didn't need them.
Yeah, we didn't.
I wish we would have fed the tight ends a little bit more, but like you said,
But that goes into we have too many mouths to feed.
they'll find
That's
a
a
way.
good
You just
thing.
got to incorporate it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if
He's going to spread it around.
I'm not worried about it.
No.
So
then-
that kind of brings us to our running backs. So we have a lot of weapons through the air, but even I guess we threw Taylor a couple
by the
as
way,
well. But
your Matoka kid is number 15, the true freshman.
okay, well I knew his name, not his number.
Yeah, that's
2
good.
targets,
He's
1
not just a
catch,
number.
13 yards.
He had 2 catches.
No, 2 targets, 1 catch,
Yeah,
13 yards.
Yeah, he almost had one, but I'm surprised Did Josiah Abdul get in?
I'm sure they did. I think when I checked how many players played, I think we had close to 90 players play in the game. I think I'll have to double check. It was high.
The one thing I was telling Sean, and Sean was like, "It'll come." The big, and I was really high on this guy, Cam Courtney. He didn't register.
But that was the one that just shot out.
Correct,
So,
it
yeah.
was.
I
But
don't even remember which one that one
that was in the fourth quarter. It was garbage time, but it was one of those things. Like I was telling Sean,
He recovered it though.
I was telling Sean, but I was like, Sean, he didn't start. He didn't get first team looks, and I was kind of surprised about that. I was expecting.
Well, I think if you look, he's still a younger guy, and if you look at all the transfers we got, they're all upperclassmen. So we are very veteran heavy up top. So overall, we had 12 people catch balls.
Nice.
So
Yeah, 12 total people caught balls. That included some of the running backs as well.
so the ball was definitely spread around receiving wise, but the ball was also spread around rushing wise, and you got to feel pretty confident about the depth that
We saw
running
all
back.
4 running backs before midway through the second quarter. Noah Vaughn looked good. He looked like he had a burst. Xavier Brown. So watching the game back, to me, it looks like that Xavier is more of the outside the tackle runner. He's going to try to get to the edge and turn upfield, whereas Jamari Taylor is more of the between the tackles runner.
North and South guy.
Yeah, so they had their
Is
plays.
Whaley your goal line guy, or that was just because it was late in the game? That's just how it went down.
No, he got that touch in the second quarter,
Okay.
and he scored one of those touchdowns that way.
Whaley.
But
Taylor,
it's
two rushing touchdowns. Taylor
two touchdowns for Jamari Taylor.
was he the one that got the direct snap?
Yeah, him and
Yeah.
Whaley. They both did direct
Our
snap. So
fourth running back,
Noah Taylor,
Looked good. Noah Vaughn.
Noah Vaughn. Sorry, yeah, Noah Vaughn. He looked good too. Like I said, we saw all of them in the second quarter.
I think we're talking about the third and fourth guys, and this is kind of awesome to talk about it because we didn't get to talk about this last year. It's just that's how dominant we were in this game, and we should feel good about going into NC State. That we have this depth, that we have the play calling, that maybe we were calling for Dez's head last year, but seriously, I mean, I was telling Sean I was not mad at the play calling. The play calling was.
I was
good.
mad at the beginning when we
Yeah, but
looked
that
like
we
when
knew-
we were dragging, we ran the ball
Damn,
8 times
here's
out of
Mills
10.
being more positive than Sean. I was expecting a slow start.
But it's also you got to think when the results speak, the criticism for the play calling goes away because we're not paying attention to what the play calling is because we're scoring, so it's obviously working.
Yeah,
So when we start stalling more drives, we're going, okay, what's going on?
and we're gonna get a true test this week.
Yeah, we'll
So-
be fine.
The offense definitely shined. The defense. Let's talk about the defense because it was. I was like, man, when I was thinking about as the game was coming to a close, it's like, I was so emphatic about with my no when almost like when you wanted that gimme putt and I told you no, but that's how it sounded when you asked about them getting
No.
when you
Damn.
asked about
I asked for
them
I just asked for a sweet gimme. It was literally less than a foot, and I said, "Is
No,
this
it
a
wasn't
gimme?"
less-
We've seen you putt.
but
You
you're right.
yelled at me.
No, but no. So when you asked if this was going to be a shutout, and I was like, no, I was real like firm in that. I was very surprised at the defense holding them to 7.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I guess not because I said 40-10. So
Oh, and shout out to our guy Harp who won our predict the score challenge. He was the closest one with the score of 45-17. Shout out to Harp.
but yeah. So overall, what were your thoughts about the defense, Sean?
So overall, I thought they played a great game. We didn't get we got pressure at times, but we didn't. I don't think we showed everything we had. I think it was good. We didn't put everything we had out there on tape. This one scoring drive that they did give up was when we were already up 35-0, and so we were already utilizing some subs there.
The boys were thinking about what frat house they were going to.
Yeah, and then we did have a sack that came from a 5-man rush. But again, didn't see too many blitz attempts, which again, I don't think we needed it, so why put it out there on tape? But a lot of the things we saw were a lot of wholesale changes, and we had 3 or 4 defensive tackles running in at a time and swapping them out, so we were keeping guys fresh. So I think overall they played solid. Coach Rudd is always, out of my 2 coordinators, Coach Rudd's been the favorite. He's been the most consistent coordinator we've had, and I really like his play. Ethan Mentor, I mean, we love Ethan on this program. And he showed out too. Had a couple good plays. Had that interception. And that run back.
I was really surprised.
How did the stadium sound when that run back happened?
Oh, the boos were. He didn't touch him.
It was obvious a block in the back. It was obvious.
Honestly, I mean, the way they were showing the camera on the big screen, it didn't look that bad. But when I watched it back the next day, it was definitely a block in the back. But no, they were pumped up about that. I'm pretty disappointed that he didn't get that pick 6 because that would have been.
They had him.
They marked him at the 1.
Oh,
he stepped out. But either way, I mean, that was huge. Now, what's odd is the depth chart came out again for this week.
I was about to bring that up.
He's now an or. So now I don't know if this is a good thing.
Christian Charles didn't play though.
But
no, Charles did play.
He did.
Yeah, he had 2 tackles and 2 assists.
I also want to note, like, the way he tackled, like, he was
a ball hawk.
He was wrapping guys up and getting them down.
He was coming down. I mean, that's what our safeties do. So he fits right in, and he's an athlete. So
and
when does Clary come back?
he comes back soon. After this game, I don't think he rushed anybody back.
I mean, where is he going to fit in though? He's safety.
He's going to take over. I mean, he is
You've got to be excited though.
veteran dude.
Well, that goes back to what I was going to point out. Just early, just the way they were rotating players in and out. Just
we have the guys.
Yeah,
I don't know if
so
y'all
like you're
remember,
worried about Clary. I mean, you're gonna take a lot off of them, especially with Clary.
they're not going to feel pressured to play when they're hurt.
They're not gonna be as gassed.
Yeah,
Because now you have
Pressure
the confidence to you almost don't have like a 4-man rotation there.
Yeah.
they had the term used in the post game press conference was the equivalent to a hockey line change. That's the depth we have. And again, you're not going to have our defensive backs. You're not going to be able to pick and choose who you want to throw at because we're going to have to stick 2 on the field at all times. We're going to rotate them out. You're going to have to really do your homework to figure out who's vulnerable and who's not. So, and I think they all are going to be solid and hold it down. So,
we already touched on Cam's run back.
yeah, special teams player of the game.
One thing I noticed, and I don't know if it was just coach confidence or whether or not he was just hungry and wanting it.
Or he's just faster than everybody on the field.
No, what I'm getting at, man, he wouldn't let him roll in the end zone. If it didn't matter if he was on the 1 or whatever, he's not letting him go in the end zone. No.
He had a couple that he let go, but this one I think he saw the coverage and he just ran it straight up the gut.
I mean,
and he finally turned on the afterburners.
There was a few times I felt like he put us in a weird spot, But we don't again.
So Cam did this at JMU. Like, if you go back to his tapes last year, I think he took 2 or 3 back at JMU, and that's he was known as just go.
Hey,
it's risk reward, and I'd rather take the. I'll take the risk. Why not?
You gotta spend
confidence in your guy.
You gotta.
But
bet
it's like
big to win
Ballhawk
big.
said. You're trying to deflate the other team.
Yeah.
They just scored. Punish them.
All right.
So player of the game.
Definitely
So with
Cam
Cam
Ross.
Ross, 7 catches, 124 yards, 84 yards after the catch, 1 touchdown, and then 100-yard kickoff return for another touchdown. So 224 yards of all-purpose yards.
Who's your unsung hero?
Unsung hero? I mean,
It's gonna be Dez.
you can throw it to Dez. It's hard to go with that one because I wasn't prepared for that one. I was prepared for player of the game.
Well, y'all just in unison announced that it was Cam Robinson.
Unsung.
Cam
if
Ross.
you're
Cam Ross.
Cam
so
Ross.
Cam
excuse me.
Ross is definitely the player of the game. Unsung hero. I still gotta.
I'm gonna say I'll help you out. For a
Terrell
second.
Harris in that catch.
Sure. I'm gonna say the secondary as a whole.
Yeah,
don't
I
think
agree with
they
that.
Didn't get enough
With
credit.
Ethan Minter out there getting the INT, I'm fine with that. Secondary played good. We didn't look like hot trash.
How many turnovers do we have?
for against the air raid
2?
system too.
Was it 2? Did we cover?
Yeah, we had a fumble, and we had
the pick.
fumble in the pick.
Speaking of defense, I'm really glad to see someone like Hunter Osborne getting burned early because we got a lot of years left in him.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with I was thinking about too. Like, is Trell a senior?
Terrell Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I think he's
Good
a
question.
junior. I believe he's a junior.
So I was kind of thinking about like we really needed him last year, but would he have really changed the tide? I don't know. So it is kind of nice to have.
Terrell Harris is a senior.
It is kind of nice to have him with more weapons and a better offensive
Going
line.
to Kent State.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they already got the. They already have the picture of the one-handed catch. Look at the eyes.
All right. Well, whose catch was better, him or the coast? I think I gotta give
The
credit.
coastal
The
catch was
coastal-
good.
the
God,
coastal
man.
coaches.
The announcers didn't even think he caught the ball. That's how
I-
good it was.
And that was definitely a better catch.
I think everybody in the stadium respected that.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, that was.
All right.
So
Crazy.
Ben,
No, hold on. We'll get there. All right? Is this win deceptive?
No.
Well, hold on. Read the title. Is this fool's gold, as producer Madison put in there? He liked.
I was hoping
Is it
we were
fool's
not.
gold?
I don't
Does he
think we
think
should
it's
do this.
fool's gold?
Let's not do this segment. Here's me out.
It's a quick question. Is it fool's gold? Yes or no?
I need one more game.
From Coastal?
So you want to see
Or
more?
us?
I want to see more.
Okay, that's fair enough.
No, I guess what I'm kind of alluding to is,
Are we too hyped up right now?
yeah.
Yeah, we are
We are
extremely excited.
I think we're a little.
We're
too
all
hyped up.
positive. No one's going to know what to do. We don't have anybody being negative on this show today.
You want me to be negative?
No, I like the positive.
Oh, I get
positivity.
negative.
Let's
talk about
let's
this
see what happens in a week when we come back after the NC State game and see how we feel.
Oh, Mills will be like,
Mess-
it's fire.
Fire everybody, burn it down.
See you later, Carla.
They need to rebuild the stadium so it only fits 8,000 people because
You know,
that's all
hey.
as many people that are gonna come.
Talking about that.
I want to get to the stadium, but I want to ask you truly: was this Coastal team just that bad? Were we that good, or just both?
Yes, the Coastal team is not good.
Are we better than last year?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean that. Yes.
Is Coastal gonna get a bowl game again this year? Probably so because they're in the Sun Belt.
I'm
But-
gonna say no. No, you can't. You can't hate on the Sun Belt.
Well,
Sun Belt's a decent Group of 5 program.
You got to defend JMU, huh?
And App State, and you got Georgia Southern.
Shout out to the App State
Well, I mean,
quarterback.
well, they won. They
At
won.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
They won over 6. They won over 6 games in the Sun Belt last year, so maybe they are a little better than if what you're saying about the Sun Belt is real. Maybe they are a little better than.
My take on this is we took care of the opponent on the field. We made the plays we needed to. All 4 sides of the ball came out. So shout out to the students. They packed the hill, and that's a perfect segue into Ben.
All right.
Stadium atmosphere.
Stadium atmosphere. So yeah, I went.
Let's talk about how you got there. What was parking like?
All right. So in fairness to the parking, like we were just running it in, no tailgating or anything like that. So got there, our usual parking spot. I can't tell you guys where that. No, we go to Fontaine most of the time. It was closed, so
That's a good sign.
we're gonna go to the other side. But my understanding is Fontaine is like
It's limited capacity right now
it's
because
getting-
of construction.
I don't know if it's even. It was small last year. Fontaine was small last year. I felt like they had already kind of started some of that and shut down some areas. But I guess maybe it's smaller. I don't know. So
Well, they did open the parking lots at 8 a.m. for a 6 o'clock game, which is not typical. So we'll take
That's
it.
kind of normal.
They
For a
normally
football game, yeah, you go to
well,
the SEC.
not when we. Yeah, I'm talking about Virginia. They typically say, "Oh, parking lots don't open till 10."
So we went over to JPJ. No problem getting a parking spot there. No problem leaving JPJ. It was actually kind of like left out the back of the parking deck, and no problems. But that reliable shuttle, as I was told, is faster than walking. Yeah, well, it is faster than walking. But if you have to wait in line for 20, 30, 40 minutes, I might as well just walk. You know what I mean? And so we did walk it there. We were probably excited. So we walked it. But on the way back, it was absolutely terrible. It was so...
What time did you leave?
It was... What time did I leave the stadium?
No, what time did you leave? Like, what part of the
Oh,
game
we
did
left
you leave?
with 7 minutes left.
Okay.
Because
Third quarter.
we
bad
really
ones,
want.
yeah.
It wasn't even a beat the traffic thing. It was like we need to get people home and stuff. So, we sat there and waited. Buses came and went. You weren't 100% sure where. Originally the buses said JPJ North Ground. So maybe you just didn't. If you're a first time fan or a first time shuttle rider, maybe you don't know where on the grounds you're heading to. But you know what I mean. Like it was just awful. I don't even know. I'll just leave it at that. They've got to get better with the shuttles if they're going to get people in the stadium,
I
the
agree.
stadium. In terms of like the atmosphere, I mean, I thought it was. I mean, the fans were excited. They were excited because they were at a win and all those different types of things. People did start heading out in the third, but I think that was based on the fact that it was a blowout. So, I think it was a genius move to open up the hill. Did y'all see it on TV? Or
Oh yeah, it looked good.
Yeah.
On TV, it looked really good. And I think it shows a lot that Tony Elliott opened his press conference at the end of the game by thanking the students for filling up the hill and being there and being loud. So whatever they got to do, they got to keep doing it. But we also have to have the good product on the field. So
Absolutely.
Hopefully it helps.
They hung around for a good little while. But again, I mean, it was hard.
it's a 6 o'clock game. We're already beating the brakes off the team. You might as well go enjoy the corner or go to
The
Yeah,
Darty. Get a Darty.
yeah,
in.
nothing,
at 6 o'clock. It's past the daytime party.
That's true.
nothing,
Shows you how long you've been out of college.
Damn, it's been a while.
yeah, nothing, no reason, no knock on.
Do you
people
really
leaving.
think it was 46,000? I follow-
announced attendance was 46,143.
I told
I don't
Sean
think
they
so.
need to stop doing because I understand they count the season tickets. Just do clicks. Whoever scans in, just count them. Let's get a true.
But again,
announcement.
that's not a true. You can make an argument. Maybe they should post attendance versus ticket sales and divide it that way. But at the end of the day,
Which
46,000, let it go. You get the money for it.
What matters to donors? The money coming in or the actual people in the stadium?
Well, I think the more people that come into the stadium, the more money they'll get.
I mean, that's obviously not the biggest thing to them. It's ultimately the performance of the team, but
Hopefully, helps
kinda
recoup
curious.
some of the cost.
Yeah.
I would say it was closer to the 2/3 mark,
Okay.
We're getting there.
in my opinion.
That's fine.
It is Scott Stadium is a very large stadium
It was
for the program we have.
It was one of the best nights to go. I mean, the weather was absolutely perfect. You know, it was just a really good game to go to. 529 was shaded.
Keep rubbing it in.
It was nice. It was nice and shaded and
Keep
everything.
rubbing it in.
Speaking, I don't think you would have had that great a time, Sean. Which brings me to my next,
I love it.
which brings me to my next topic.
This is gonna be a long
li-
podcast, boys.
a little bit of etiquette here, okay? Sean, what is the etiquette for standing? Like, I don't want
So-
to diminish anybody that's standing and being excited for a team, but there is like a certain line. I mean, it is Coastal Carolina. We're not. You go to Virginia
Call
Tech.
'em out, Ben.
You go to Virginia Tech. You're standing up the entire time, or watching the game.
If you're in the lower bowl, you're allowed to stand. If you're in the upper bowl, sit your ass down.
Woo! Quack.
you know,
I'm sorry, but that's the thing. Why people go into the upper bowl because they don't want to stand. They don't.
So,
well,
as much as it pains me to say this, Mills is correct. Where the upper bowl, we should be able to just sit down and enjoy the game. Especially third down, stand up.
Stand up. I'm
Stand
okay.
up,
I'm
wave your
okay
hands,
standing.
everything.
I'm okay
Third
standing.
down,
in-
I don't
fourth
disagree.
down.
I don't even disagree with maybe standing up on like a 4th and 1 because they're just or whatever.
I'm okay
I'm
with
not,
standing up inside the red zone, but when you're between the 20s, sit down.
Let us
let
watch
people
the
enjoy
game.
or cheer while, especially when we're on defense. Cheer right before the ball snap and then sit down. It's not that hard. I thought that guy's knees were going to give out, but that guy, he must. I think.
How long did he stand up in front
I
of
think
you?
he had beer legs the whole game. We moved over to a different section in the third, right when Morris got hurt, just because there was seats open and it was easy and nice viewing on the 50. But yeah, it was just miserable. I don't.
We'll have to report back in a
Got to
few
get
weeks.
it off my chest. Sean, you can deal with them next time. So
Well,
We'll see.
Well, boys, week 2, we're going down to Raleigh, Carter Finley Stadium, playing the Wolfpack of NC State. Big game, non-conference, ACC foe, rival. How we feeling?
I feel the same way about that team too, Ben. It's a giant yawn.
I have
you
one
went
thing.
and saw
I
them.
have
You
one.
saw them play NC State last. No, that was basketball. Never mind.
Yeah, I saw them play basketball. So
I have one thing. Hold on, Sean. We have played a total of 60 times. NC State's won 37. We've won 22, and we have tied once.
I was like, your math. That's that Franklin math or whatever.
What are you talking about? That's 60.
some
Well,
roundabout
Yeah.
way.
Well, I didn't hear you before you said the tie. I was like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. North
So
Carolina State. I
They
think,
played ECU.
Before you get into it, that is a in-state rival, and they hate each other. That's like us.
They
playing-
also hated scoring.
Yeah. Well, like I told you, they were bad in the first and the fourth quarter, but second and third
they looked
did
bad.
okay.
They looked bad all around.
They
I don't think
pre-game jitters or
I think they just look bad all
They also
around.
it's also ECU. That game always gets amped up.
It's a rivalry game. You get it. You throw projections out the window. You throw just like the Tech game. It doesn't matter if Tech's 11-0 and we're 0-11.
I look
You're
at
going to get a dog fight.
I
We
look
might
at
be
ECU.
We might be 11-0, and they might be 0-11.
I look at ECU in the same vein of like you're going to have to play ODU or
Yeah,
a Coastal or whatever. No, but I mean there's always potential for them to be better than what people
Expectation.
expect.
Yeah.
And
New coach.
I'm not ready to say that we're going to walk through North Carolina State. I think it's going to be a good challenge, a good.
I feel
test.
differently about it now after watching the NC State East Carolina game back. So again, they labored for a win against ECU. They ended up winning 24-17. Now the final score, it was 24-10 for a little bit. ECU scored late, And
ECU was driving too at the end.
they did. NC State also missed 2 field goals. So they had a problem with stalling drives. I mean, both teams had a lot of yards.
Is this the first year for the offensive coordinator or the second year for the offensive coordinator
First
at
year.
North Carolina State?
That was first.
Did Anai get fired last year?
Yes. Nod's not there anymore.
Well, I know that. I just didn't know if this is his second or first year.
We'll have to check into that one.
Not sure. But, so, again, they both struggled to score the points. A lot of times NC State struggled in the red zone. So I went behind enemy lines and was looking at some of the articles written on their 24/7 page. And kind of what I saw and what they were talking about, they had a really good run defense, NC State did. However, they seemed to be vulnerable in the secondary. And then, both safeties scored under 55 in the coverage grades, according to PFF. And they allowed ECU to put up 383 yards in the air. And they also look vulnerable in the trenches. So if you're looking at that from what we came off of with a Coastal game, our wide receivers, I feel, are stronger. Our trenches feel stronger. I mean, I feel like we'll be able to handle their run game. Now, we'll say their runner, Hollywood Smothers, looked electric. But overall, his stats, I mean, he carried the ball 26 times in that game, and he just scratched 106 yards.
Speaking of, I kind of off topic a little bit. One thing that was awesome about our win and everything like that, it felt like we were more with the upper half of the ACC, like with Duke in terms of like similar type of play, like who they played and everything like that. Put the game away, on a big scale. Clearly, North Carolina State didn't as well, but I felt like, okay, well, if we're putting up those types of numbers, you're kind of starting to compare where we're falling with these other
get that.
teams.
And that's why I got upset with the lower projections of the season, putting us at 15 out of 17 consistently. I said I just don't see it. So again, we'll see.
This will be our
we'll
first
see.
test.
Yeah, we'll see. So then you got to look at their quarterback, who is C.J. Bailey,
Really good size.
6'6", big boy.
He's heavy too.
He can sling the ball and he can run.
Yeah, so he went 24 for 34 with 318 yards, and he did. So they did talk about he did miss some wide open receivers in the game, had a interception in the game. He's still young, only 19, still learning the game.
Is this true?
But he has some. No, I think he played a little bit last year.
Okay.
He has some running ability if given the opportunity. Obviously, we got to contain him, but still, I think our veteran line and our program should be able to handle this
As
game.
you kind of described his body type and play type, it almost sounds like he's like a little bit like Drones in terms of his size and.
Well, Drones couldn't hit the broadside of a barn.
Well, neither could he, but I'm just saying.
He still put up 300 yards.
Just making a comparison between the two, but.
So it looks like those are the two guys, Smothers and Bailey, and then you had Jolly, the wide receiver. So they got a few playmakers, but overall, I wasn't impressed from what I saw with NC State. So again, I think our strengths line up with their weaknesses. I don't feel like we should be a 4-point dog, and I think that line should change between now and the end of the week.
Changed.
If you want it to change, then change it.
It opened up at 3.5. It's now dropped to 2.5.
I still like that. So,
Well, that might have been like them waiting to see what this what Chandler Moore's status was going to be.
Yeah,
But
so.
yeah, no, I think it's a absolute. You got to get these wins early.
Total point is 53.5.
So they think it's going to be
Smash the
another high
over.
scoring.
Mm-hmm.
smash the over. I mean, so again, I'm not too. I wouldn't say concerned. I'm not going into it saying there's a coastal
what's your
team.
score?
My score prediction:
Yeah,
28-17 us.
28-17. What about you, Ben? You got one? You don't like doing this stuff, but what's yours?
I think it's going to be a little more. I think it's going to be a little more offensive. So I still think we're going to be over 30, and I think they're going to be kind of in the 20s as well. So
Road game. So I mean, we'll have to contend with that. But I think as long as the update is Chandler Morris is good to go. He had a little. I think it was a MC sprain or a shoulder sprain, non-throwing shoulder. So pop a few Advil, suck it up, and let's go throw the rock around and go dominate this game as well.
absolutely, I'd like to see that. And again, like I said, we got to see these wins early. It's going to set the tone
Gotta
for the
get
rest of the season.
Gotta get them.
I also want to note, in terms of the type of performance that we had in week 1, was everything that I feel like we needed to do
We did.
to kind of get everybody excited about the program. I said I thought that was really important. Show these donors like, hey, this is where your money's going to. So we need to continue to deliver throughout the rest of the year.
Yeah, and I think this will kind of show off to the ACC that, like, hey, we're not a 5-7 team, even though this won't count as an ACC win for us in the rank standings. But
Hey, and if you lose, it doesn't, like you said,
it doesn't hurt us. But it also, I'm just saying, it'll put a little, like, we'll get a little notice on people's like radar with us beating NC State.
Were you one of those top 25 voters?
I don't know, but whoever the two were, thank you for the 2 votes.
That means they actually watched the game and saw what they liked or liked what they saw.
My score prediction, I'm going 32 to 24. I don't know how I got to 32, but I'm taking it.
Yeah, I feel like I'd have to do the math.
I don't know how you get to 32, but
Well, Tech was like riding at like 5 the other day for like half the game.
yeah, they got to 8 at one point. It's like, God,
What's going on?
They didn't score a single touchdown.
Nope.
So
They
Yeah.
got problems in Hokie land.
All right, let's get back in the gear. I think we're dragging a little bit. ACC wrap up by Mills Bab, brought to you by
Could be you.
Donico could be you. All right, so the ACC. I mean, there were some good games out there. You had the LSU Clemson. LSU beat Clemson. Duke mollywopped Elon.
By the way, Menza.
Hold on, I just saw the Wake score. They beat Kennesaw State 10-9.
Yeah, it was
Ugh.
ugly. Georgia Tech on a Friday night beat Colorado.
No,
and
can I go back to Duke? Menza.
Yeah,
That was a
Menza.
grab. Duke's gonna be tough.
Duke's going to be tough.
I know it's Elon. They go and pound Elon all the time.
So Georgia Tech beat Dion 27-20. LSU beat Clemson. That was a top 10 2 teams. The big one was Florida State beat Bama 31-17.
Duh.
I might have to. I think I flipped that from a 50-50
to
to.
likely loss.
It could end up in the likely loss category.
Quarterback
after we
looked
say
good. The quarterback looked good.
He backed it up. He talked that talk. He walked the walk.
Everybody's all over him.
Or is it Bama's just that bad?
No, I just
To be determined.
I don't know.
Coach might be in the hot seat. SMU rolled East Texas A&M. Tennessee beat Syracuse 45-26. Pitt beat Duquesne. Boston College beat Fordham. Louisville beat Eastern Kentucky. Louisville has a tough one this week on Friday against JMU. And then California, that freshman quarterback looked real good too.
Was that a surprise game? Or was Oregon State projected to lose?
Oregon State was
Are
bad.
they worse?
But
yeah.
back to my point, like you look at these scores here, we're in the mix with these teams that are blowing out the other teams. We're not a 10-9.
Yeah.
Right. I think the best game of the ACC was the Miami Notre Dame. That was a fun game to watch. Carson Beck was,
Carson Beck, he's a winner.
he wins.
I love
Notre Dame looks good.
What was our boys' numbers for?
Fields, he had a rough one. He fumbled his first catch. He did make a big grab, but I think he had like 2 or 3 catches. But
He did get the start.
yeah, Agent 0.
All right,
And then
I hope we get to
TCU
that
beat
next year.
UNC.
Next
so
year.
South Carolina beat Virginia Tech. Look at this scoring by quarter: 2, 6, and 3.
8-6. No.
Petey Pablo.
That yeah.
They did have Petey Pablo. It did have Petey Pablo.
All right.
at
Well,
UNC.
Mills, thank you for our ACC wrap up.
Just
Brought
so you
to
know, we're
by
still tied first.
Pato's Hams and Smellies.
Pato's Hams.
You might have to edit that one out.
Yeah, no free advertising.
No, I said
Oh,
Pato Hams
man.
and Smelly. But anyway, any other sports? Anything else? I think everybody's attention was focused on football, so these other sports definitely flew under the radar.
They did.
But if you listen to Cardiac Who's long enough in the podcast, you will get
Your moment of fame.
the Ocho,
Men's
you'll
soccer.
You'll get the Ocho scores.
The OJs. So men's soccer dropped out of the top 25. They did rebound and beat American. Next game is Friday, and it's against number 8 Virginia Tech. So that's the start of the Commonwealth Clash. Women's soccer, they're ranked 8. They beat Georgetown, and then they play Penn State next. So women's soccer's rolling. And then field hockey, ranked 3rd in the nation. They open up against Penn State, and then next game is against Ohio State. They're doing a Big Ten ACC challenge in the field hockey.
Speaking of Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. They put up some big numbers.
Pittsburgh looks good.
Eli.
Eli, he's
Good.
He's good.
But you know who he's not?
Chandler Morris.
Chandler Morris.
He's a firecracker out there, man.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, I think
There's some similarities there to AC, and we'll stop the comparison after that. But his ball's got a little more zip. So excited to see what happens.
I'm just saying, as you're going through, I feel like there's some really good quarterbacks in the ACC.
Yep.
Kyron Drones, great quarterback in the ACC. Start him all year, please.
Well, I was talking about like Menza, Chandler, Eli,
Cade Klubnik.
Cade.
You got to
the
talk
kid from
about
Florida
Cade.
State.
Castellanos.
Yep.
I'm not ready to give him enough the credit that.
I mean, he did
He
beat Bama.
he backed it up. It doesn't matter. If we went down to or Alabama came to us and we beat them like that, we would be hyped.
Ben's on this podcast letting Bama roll tide nothing.
They rolled themselves to the
They did.
23. They haven't missed. Now they have to win, and then they'll be out of the. If they lose again, they'll be out of the poll for the first time in God knows how long.
How's Roll Tide Willie doing?
He's hurting.
He's struggling.
They're all hurting
They
bad
said
in
fire
Alabama.
the coach. They want to fire the coach. Bring Saban back. That's what they keep chanting.
So, well, what do you say, boys? I think this is week 2.
Well,
Big game against NC State, noon on Saturday.
the one thing we forgot to talk about, we had a legend leave the sports field. He didn't die, but Lee Corso.
Lee.
I tell you
That was
what,
great.
It was
They
great.
handled
That
it
was
well.
ESPN, Fox did well turning it over to watch him do his
Reminds
last
you of-
headgear.
I didn't
Reminds you a
fact
lot
check
of
this.
Kobe's last game.
Yeah,
I didn't fact check this, but it looked like he did go undefeated in his picks.
he did.
He did.
And if you would have put $100 on it, you would have won $10K.
Should have listened to him. He's got LSU as a national championship or a national champion.
They looked good. So
Yeah, veteran quarterback. So
but yeah, I think this kind of wraps.
it was a
up.
ride with Coach Corso. That was fun.
Yeah. All right.
Give him my first love.
Go get him in North Carolina State. If you're a UVA fan going down there,
So are we all saying a win? Are we all gonna leave Carter Finley with a win?
Win.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Well, you said 30 something, 20 something.
Yeah,
All
30
right.
something. I'm gonna do somethings now, so I don't have to do math.
I think you should. Make sure we'll put a post out there on X. Please put in your score predictions, and if whoever wins, we'll send you a nice little fancy Cardiac Who's sticker.
First run, first edition, 1 of 100.
First.
Only 99 left.
Got 99 problems.
But Dez ain't one. So with that, okay.
For now. See us in week 3.
All right. Well, send us out, Sean.
All right. Until next time, go Who's.
Go Who's.
Go who?